The organizational meeting of the Clark County Board of Education for 2018. I'd like to welcome everyone who's here, and let's have everyone stand and observe a moment of silence. Now the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. First order of business is adoption of the agenda.
I move that we adopt the agenda as presented.
Commissioner Six. Second. Second by Mr. Peridot. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Anyone signed in for public comments? Not much public here. All right. Next item of business is selection of board chair for 2018. The floor is open for nominations.
I nominate Scott Heisel.
Any other nominations?
I'll nominate Ashley Ritchie.
Any other nominations? Okay. Let's see. Motion is in order to close nominations.
I move that nominations close.
Motion by Ms. Hicks.
Second.
Second by Mr. Harrell. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. All those in favor of having Mr. Heisel as board chair, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those in favor of Ms. Ritchie being board chair, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Mr. Heisel is board chair by a 3-2 vote. Next up is item number 3, selection of board vice chair for 2018. Mr. Heisel.
All righty. Well, I guess we'll just dive right into this then. Do I hear any nominations for board vice chair for 2018?
I nominate Ashley Ritchie.
All right, Ms. Hicks has nominated Ashley Ritchie. And then I would like to nominate Dr. Kudak. Are there any other nominations? I'd like to receive a motion to close nominations, if that's appropriate.
I'll make that motion.
Motion to close by Ms. Ritchie,
Second.
second by Ms. Hicks. All those in favor of closing nominations, say aye.
Aye.
Then we will go in order then. All those in favor of Ms. Ritchie for vice chair, say aye.
Aye.
So that was 3 votes aye. Yeah, all those opposed, nay, nay. That would be it then.
Yes.
Okay, so our new vice chair then is Ashley Ritchie. The next item on the agenda is the appointment of the board secretary. And I believe that then would be you. Is that correct, sir? Okay. Do we need to have an official motion on that?
Yes.
Okay. Then, could I hear a motion then, or I would like to entertain a motion to select Mr. Christie as our board secretary?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion for Mr. Christie by Ashley, second by Dr. Kudak. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Then our new board secretary, our reappointed board secretary then is Mr. Paul Christie. Item number 5 is consider approval of Alicia Ellis as the treasurer of the Clark County Public Schools and board treasurer. Do I
I'll
hear
make
any-
that motion.
Okay. Motion by Dr. Kudak.
Second.
I get to make motions now. How about
Second by
that?
Mr. Peridot.
It's been a long time.
And you can correct me all along the way, too. This will be a lot of fun. All righty. All in favor of Mrs. Ellis being the treasurer of the Clark County Public Schools and board treasurer, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
No.
Is that no vote from Mrs. Hicks? Okay. So that passes then 4-1. Item number 6, establish sequence of voting. looking in the packets, there was a reference, let me pull this up, make sure I'm doing this correctly. Item number 6 is entitled Meetings. It's policy 01.4. This was in your packet. This is the current board policy 01.4. It would seem to be reasonable. Does anyone think we should make any changes to this policy?
One thing I would point out is, as public official, all your votes have to be publicly demonstrated or publicly accounted for. We can't do any silent votes. So there's no closed ballots. Everything has to be open. So because we have to be able to declare our votes to the public. So the sequence of voting that we have and the voting method we have, I think, accomplishes that. So.
Okay. So there's no changes then proposed to our current board policy 01.4, which also includes a voting method and voting sequence. So if I could entertain a motion to I suppose, reapprove the meeting policy that currently exists without making any changes.
I'll move to adopt policy 01.4 as the official policy of the board for sequence of voting.
Second.
All right. Item number 6, a motion's by Dr. Kudak, second by Mrs. Hicks. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Nay? All right. Item number 7, tentative meeting dates. This was also in your packet. From my review of this, it appears that all of the dates are the same, offsetting by one day due to the calendar, except for the August 21st meeting date.
Are we still scheduled for the Tuesday before Thanksgiving?
This is the second Tuesday, and so we're just one day off of what we did this last year, so it wouldn't be this, I don't think it's going to be this.
No, second Tuesday is student achievement report. So
Oh, I'm sorry.
Regular meeting.
election day is the first Tuesday.
Thanksgiving will be on the 22nd, does that sound right? See what my handy dandy calendar says. It's early.
Yes, 22nd.
So then, the sequence that's been proposed in the packet then does have that as the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, 2 days before.
We had a bit of discussion this year during that meeting because the next day is a holiday for principals,
Yeah,
staff, teachers,
SPDM.
and that to expect staff to come that night may not be the best protocol, but
Could I suggest doing the student achievement reports on October 23rd and October 30th, and then doing the board meeting on the 13th? You don't have the 6th as a day because that's election day.
right.
We've had board meetings scheduled on election night before, and it's a little iffy, especially if people are running. So
Mr. Christie, you think that would be,
Mr. Elkins probably appreciate that too.
do you think that would be achievable to have, to move up the student achievement reports, the second batch of the 30th of October?
October 16th, 23rd, and 30th. 23rd and the 30th being student achievement, and the 16th being a regular.
Yes. So, but moving the second batch of student achievements up 2 weeks, would that be problematic for any of your folks?
I don't think so. We should have all the details.
Okay.
You think we could do it all in one night, or? Okay. Because that report is not as gigantic as it used to be.
Less data this year.
So would the preference be to do the 30th for both of them? What is the rest of the board thinking about that proposed change?
So which day would it be if we're doing all of them at once?
October 30th?
Okay. So that'd be a week between the regular meeting.
Yeah.
It would be 2 weeks, wouldn't it? Our regular meeting would be on the 16th,
Be 2 weeks.
and that would be on the
Right.
30th.
Second
If we combined all of the student achievement
Right,
reports
but we
into
would
one
have a
meeting.
week between,
Tuesday. Yes, a full open
a
weekend.
full off week.
Oh, yes. So then the way I'm perceiving this, then there's a proposal to merge the student achievement reports that are currently listed in the packet on October 23rd and November 13th to a new date for both those reports of October the 30th. And then to advance the November 20th report, the November 20th meeting to the 13th. Is that the gist of our discussion so far? The August 21st date, which is 1 week later than the 15th, what was the thinking on that, Mr. Christie? Why that was pushed back a week? Was it just simply to get it in
August
more
23rd
normal
is
line?
the third, that's the third Tuesday.
That's the third Tuesday.
And the 15th just happened to line up to be the third Tuesday last year? That's the difference?
I don't remember why we did change it.
It-
Changed it to the start of school.
Yes, it
Yeah.
was,
It
it
was
had to be
following the
with the
very
start of school.
opening day or
Yes.
something, I think.
Yeah, it was on opening day. so-
Yes.
So we moved it. I don't have that count, I don't remember what opening day is this next year.
Are you pulling up the calendar, Dr. Kuday?
So we voted on that in November, right?
And again in December, I think.
Opening day is, first day for students is the 15th. Opening day for teachers is the 14th.
So this puts it a week after that.
So 21st should be
Yeah,
fine.
that's good.
All right.
We'll have fifth-day attendance that day.
Yeah, we won't have our fifth day reports, but it has,
Yeah.
that's okay.
Too early, so.
So it appears then that the changes that, the only two changes, or I guess three changes, we meld one together, is to make student achievement reports simply on October 30th, cancel the proposed October 23rd meeting, and then move up the November meeting to November the 13th and replace the student achievement reports. That sound like what the board has in mind?
When's the October meeting? The regular October meeting?
16?
Or a fall break is that week, so. That's a
That's-
problem.
It does seem to potentially be problematic. Or, I guess,
Bless you. Bless you. We can't let Miss Nance get sick. We have Mr. Terrible here, so.
Mr. Christie, what's your thoughts on having the board meeting during fall break?
I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think that's a good idea. What, is it, you
Well, I
said
don't
the
think
30th?
fall break's a good idea.
Do you think, was 30th during fall
You
break?
made the calendar.
Say that, Judy.
23rd, what if we change that to the 23rd? That's the week before fall break. Or the week.
After.
Week after.
After, so. Fall break is 15th through the 19th.
Man, that's late.
We all think?
Well, we moved it, for the November one, we moved it forward. So what if we move this one forward?
That would help with pay apps and everything. That gives that same 30-day time frame in between pay apps.
Yeah.
To keep it.
Plus our meeting on the 30th, in case you have anything that comes up in between, so.
To move that to the 9th?
Yeah.
Does that cause any problems in terms of
It will be,
getting reports on a timely basis?
It'll be very tight for me
Yes.
to close the month, but I will do my best.
and it will also be, it makes that, the month preceding that difficult for payouts and everything, because that's going to change them by a week.
And that makes
Shorter.
accounts payable very tight to get everything entered, because she doesn't even get her items until the 1st, so that gives her, basically, there won't be that much paid in October, put it that way. If that's the case, because she literally doesn't get all of her stuff from the schools and departments to pay until on the 1st. And she typically has, 2.5 weeks to enter that. And that's giving her 5 days.
Seems like the options that would be available would be to break the tradition of the meeting being on a Tuesday and push it to later in that week. Or I believe there's certain downsides to moving it to the week after.
But it still would be during fall break if we just
Fall
move it
break,
to
all
later
week.
that week.
No, I-
All regular weeks, so.
The fall, I meant to move it instead of the 9th, to move it to like Thursday, the 11th. That would be of any benefit.
If I was going to move any one meeting around, I'd move the student achievement report around because you've got a lot less
Yeah.
things
Yeah.
tied to that because you've got payroll tied. Because we're third Tuesday, and I've learned this when I've tried to move meetings before, but you've got a lot of things tied to that particular day. You can generally move it a week later in the month, but not a week earlier.
Yeah, earlier.
But it
makes
affects payroll, it affects cash flow, it has a lot of other effects on the business of the district.
Moving it up to the 9th is pretty difficult for finance.
So I'd suggest putting the October meeting on the 23rd, and then let's pick a day somewhere at the end of October, beginning of November. It doesn't have to necessarily be on a Tuesday to do the student achievement reports.
Once we left, we went back to that November the 13th, had both student achievement reports on November the 13th, that's the week before fall, or the week before Thanksgiving.
That's when we just moved the regular board meeting to.
Oh, told you I'm in a fog tonight, so.
So Ms. Ellis, in terms of practically getting things done, people paid, which, if we did a Tuesday in October, which Tuesday is the most optimal?
Well, if the whole week of fall break is out, then the 23rd would be the best Tuesday.
You think the 23rd would be the best? And then, would it be too much then to a week later to have the student achievement reports still on the 30th?
I'd be okay with that.
Okay. All right, so it seems like then the current proposal is the October regular meeting will be on the 23rd, which is a change. Student achievement reports will be on October 30th. The November 13th meeting would be our regular meeting in November. Am I getting all this correct?
Yes, but that seems awfully close together for regular meetings.
And the other option is the November meeting, you can move that later to the 27th, so that's the Tuesday
Move
after
it
Thanksgiving.
After Thanksgiving.
But does that cause any problems in terms of paying people?
That's better.
No, but it gets into the same situation of the meetings being very close, because then you get to
November,
December where it's an
December.
earlier meeting
Yeah.
because of December break. So I mean, at some point, you're gonna have a meeting close together.
And the reason we started down this switching around path was to move it off of the 2 days before Thanksgiving.
Christmas
Well, why do we need to have the December one early?
don't.
Because we're going through the 21st.
The 18th would work.
Yeah, the 18th is.
We're going to school through the 21st.
Yes.
Could you entertain meeting on Monday night at Thanksgiving week for a regular board meeting?
I don't, Mondays are not good for me.
We can move the December meeting back to the 18th, that's at the regular time, I think that's solve the
That will solve
problem.
a lot of it.
Okay?
So that means October regular meeting's the 23rd, student achievement reports are October 30th, November regular meeting is the 13th, and December regular meeting is the 18th.
That's what I see here. And then the regular meetings at 6:30 PM and the special meetings like the draft budget, tentative budget, and the student achievement report at 6 PM. I know sometimes 6 PM does not work well for you.
No. But
I've thought
Try to
that's
make
been
it
just
work.
tradition that we've done that, but I would be
Yeah.
fine with having all meetings start at 6:30.
I would
regardless
too.
of time.
Yeah, I've never quite understood why we did that tradition of starting at 6. You know, when my work day ends at 6:30, 8:30, 10:30, whatever, but seldom at 6.
Mr. Peridot,
I'm good.
was 6:30 on all meeting times?
I'm just like a little red wagon. You push me or pull me. Doesn't make any difference.
I'd probably end up tripping over you.
That gives me more time to get here, so it's fine with me. How about you, Ashley?
6:30 is fine with me.
All right. Then the latest and greatest plan is to accept for the January 2nd meeting at 6 PM, since that's already happened, to change all the other scheduled meeting times to 6:30 PM. Ms. Nancy, are you getting this? Because afterwards I won't be able to read my handwriting on here. Is there any more discussion on the proposed calendar? I'll recap it one more time to make sure I've got the correct perception here. So in terms of the dates, then the October regular meeting will be on October 23rd. Student achievement reports will be on October 30th. The November regular meeting will be on November 13th. The regular December meeting will be on December 18th. All meeting times, except for the January 2nd meeting, will be at 6:30 PM start time. All meetings are currently proposed to, planned to be at the central office boardroom where we are right now. Probably be best then to get a motion to confirm that.
I move that we confirm the calendar of meetings as presented with the changes as noted.
I'll second the motion.
Motion by Ms. Six, second by Dr. Kudak. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right. That proposed meeting times are now official at this point. Moving on to item 8, there's listed in the packet the vision and mission statement. This is from 2015. The vision of one community, one vision, life ready, where every student matters. And the mission is we join with our community to address the individual needs of students in a safe, caring environment so they are prepared for college, careers, and life. That's still good? Item 8B, this is a restatement of our board goals that previously been approved. Good? Good?
I want more metrics from the state, but other than that.
8C is a listing, is our policy 01.11, which details the general powers and duties of the board. That policy was last amended in July of this past year, 2017. Item 8D, Clark County Public School Operating Protocol. This is the document that has been in existence for at least a year and requires everyone's signature on this.
Yes, we're just passing it around for your signature on the
Okay.
operating protocol.
Any changes on this? Item number 8E, best practices for board members. This is a document that was written by Nicholas Caruso Jr. It is I believe approximately a 6-page document just discussing some essentially best policies for board practice. The last, next item, I'm sorry, is item 8F, which is a listing of KRS 15.257, requirements for distribution of explanatory materials, open records, and open meeting laws. Item 8G is a document entitled Your Duty Under the Law, the Kentucky Open Records and Open Meetings Act. This is published by the Attorney General, August 2016. Item 8H, Managing Government Records, a cooperative undertaking. This is revision August 2012. And the final item, 8I, which I believe has been passed around, which is proof of receipt of public records. I'm not sure that, since all of those are listed on there, including some vision and board goals, for the sake of good form, should we approve either the acknowledgement or the reapproval of these items? Would that be a reasonable thing to do? Or do we not need to take any action on item 8?
I think we can just accept those by
Acclamation? Then I'll propose that items 8A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and I be accepted by acclamation. Last item, it would be for someone to propose an adjournment, if there's no further business in front of the board tonight.
What'd you say?
Adjournment.
An adjournment.
That's your job, Ed.
Well, that's your.
Well, I couldn't understand him. Make a motion to adjourn.
And a motion to adjourn by Ms. Ritchie,
Second.
second by Mr. Peridot. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Nay. So I believe our next meeting is scheduled for what time? According to this packet,
If they get here early.
we have a 7.